Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we're doing an all signs reading. And that means if you're curious as to where your reading will fall, remember to check out the description box below. I list the order that I go in, but simplified, I go with air signs, water signs, fire, and then earth. So we have, as far as the prompt for today, ask yourself how many you give. I don't know if they're going to start getting mad at me for swearing, so I'm going to try to play it cool. And then official person in the reverse. So there's somebody here that has been kind of pretending to be something they're not, either outright lying or kind of suggesting that they are somebody that they aren't, right? And I feel like this is the universe saying, this might look to you as an L or a loss or something that you should be upset about. But at the end of the day, if you remind yourself that you're not willing to settle on who you want to be with and who you want to love, then that shouldn't be an issue, right? So we're going to call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And then I hope you're having a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend if you're watching this when I post it. And I think we're going to do just a little bit of like checking out the general mood before we dive into the individual signs. And then for the individual signs, I will pull something like 6 to 8 cards for each. So, hi there, Vincent. How are you doing? Let's get some kind of like ground energy or general idea. I think we're going to go with the jack-o'-lantern for that. And after that, we will start off with the Aquarius sign. Also, thank you to everyone who has helped me exceed 5,000 subscribers. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and comments as well. I've got, I think, most of the names from the comments on my community post. If you wanted to enter in for a free personal reading, entered into a hat that I will draw from. So I will announce who won the personal reading later today. So thank you again. And hello there, Elizabeth. How are you? So sweet of you. So we've got the Page of Swords in the reverse, Two of Pentacles. Sorry, the Two of Pentacles is in the reverse, not the Page of Swords. And then the World. So if information comes in that illuminates something being off. So this is like you get a gut feeling, you feel like somebody did this or isn't that, whatever it is, because we have official person in the reverse. They're pretending to be something. You get information that illuminates who they truly are, and that leads to some sense of closure here. And it's interesting because even though I haven't said anything about it yet, this world card reminds me that the song I was listening to right before I started this reading was by Adna, Adna, and the song is called Closure. So I really do feel like there's something here about finding out that it isn't as difficult to leave someone behind who isn't right for you because you understand that it's worth waiting for somebody that meets those requirements, right? Or those, what's the other word? Ticks the boxes, I think is how my British friends would say that. So we've got Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and Five of Pentacles along with the Five of Swords. The number 5 could be important for you here, but it's definitely looking to me like if somebody isn't making progress or if somebody has caused delays to you, they're doing so for a reason. It kind of feels to me like somebody's holding you back and trying to let you believe or make you believe that they are actually helpful instead of holding you back. When in reality, this is the energy of somebody that is sabotaging something for you here. Almost like, hey, I know you want to go to school in the big city, but if you do that, then you can't be in a relationship with me. So you should probably just like forget about your goals and aspirations. If you really love somebody, you want them to do what makes them happy. This is probably a familiar feeling for people who have to travel for work, like musicians. I love you, musicians, but you got to be able to recognize that some people cannot handle the insecurity or jealousy issues pertaining to a relationship with a musician or somebody who travels a lot, right? I've got a good friend that had to let go of a relationship because there was just too many like comments made suggesting that this person shouldn't follow their dreams because they were in a relationship. And I'm sorry, but your relationship should help you pursue those dreams. I mean, everyone has to at some point decide whether or not it's the right dream for you. But in general, I think we're all looking for support from our partner, right? And encouragement. Like, you see what I'm doing, you see the magic in it, so you want me to continue to do it, right? All right, we're going to dive in with Aquarius. And I think what we'll do is start with the gold foil tarot for you, Aquarius. All right, what do we have for Aquarius? Five of Pentacles, already validating a card that we got in the main bunch here. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This feels to me like an either or. Aquarius, you can put somebody in the rejection box, or like the I'm sorry, I don't think that this is going to work out kind of situation. Or if you don't reject them, there is some major loss here for you. So it could be that it's quite accurate for me to have cited some sort of goal or dream of yours that gets in the way of your relationship. But you may even face an ultimatum from this person. It's like, you either love me and you're going to choose to be with me over this thing that you're passionate about, or you lose me. And I love you guys. I would encourage you to think about whether or not that's manipulation. There might be a good time to use an ultimatum. I haven't really seen a lot of them, but in general, I feel like ultimatums are manipulation. If somebody really wants to do the right thing by you, they will. They shouldn't need to be manipulated into it, right? We've got a lot of earth energy here. In fact, all of this is earth energy, Aquarius. So you might be dealing with Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. We've got the Six of Pentacles and now the Hermit in the reverse. So in other words, if somebody is refusing to seek out wisdom or better themselves in order to make something right, or in order to treat you fairly, then that's not the person for you. This should be somebody who is consistent in terms of wanting to be a good influence on your life. And if instead they're choosing to be a roadblock to something that's important to you or something that you believe you're meant to do, then I think that means you're incompatible. All right, Aquarius, now we have the Page of Cups in the reverse, indicating somebody that is unapologetic for their beliefs, even if they are wrong. Okay, so that's like saying, yeah, I know the earth has been taken in pictures and it looks like it is actually a globe, but I really would like to be a flat earther. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I probably shouldn't have chosen that example. Feel free to hate on me. I'm pretty confident the earth is round. But this is somebody who is unapologetic, right? Like, I don't care if you show me evidence. I don't care if I'm insulting you. I'm just going to like believe what I want to believe, right? They're kind of like not interested, right? Hello there, David. How are you doing? So we've got a question of somebody. Oh, wow. What a stark difference. We have the Devil in the reverse and the Hierophant. Now, if you know anything about tarot, you probably know that the Hierophant can refer to God, and the Devil, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? So we have the Devil in the reverse, indicating that once you let go of this person who is trying to keep you shackled to some idea of a future, that you will feel lighter. Like, this particular portrayal of the Hierophant is really beautiful to me because I do love to do yoga. This is a sense of being free, right? So if you're looking for some sort of encouragement because you feel like in some way you owe this person who's holding you back, remember to think about how it would feel to either be successful on your own and doing what it is that you love, or finding somebody that would choose to support you instead of block you in your efforts, right? Hi there, Ben. How are you doing? All right, Aquarius. We're going to call that, and then we'll move on to Gemini. Gemini, we're going to use the old school, the Rider-Waite. See what we have for you. What do we have for Gemini? Gemini, we have two knights. The Knight of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody's been making slow progress nonetheless, with regards to either an anger issue or infidelity issue. But it feels to me like it's at a standstill. Because now we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse, both of which can signify some sort of pivot or choice that resulted in a negative change. It was a bad decision, or it lacked planning. Somebody did something without thinking. This could indicate somebody that was making progress, perhaps with an addiction, and then they took two steps back, right? They fell back into whatever was causing them issues to begin with. Temperance. Temperance is a beautiful card to see right here. So Gemini, this indicates a good mix. I feel like this is indicating that you have to really use your intuition in order to figure out whether or not this person has the right intentions, because we all make mistakes, right? This seems to suggest that we should be at least capable of forgiving this person, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we forget. So let's get some advice for you, Gemini. So it's like almost like all is not lost, but this person did mess up. We've got 0, that's the number, the Fool, and the Knight of Cups. Gemini, there's somebody else here who wants to make a love offer to you. You may not have met them quite yet, but there is somebody like waiting in the wings. You have to really ask yourself, is the person that you've been dealing with right for you in a number of different ways, and then they're working on the thing that is causing issues? Or have they only proven to you by this misstep that they aren't really at your level? Because to be honest, this Fool card seems to suggest that it might be best for you to go on your own. Because there is somebody else here that thinks you're pretty adorable, thinks that you are an attractive match. So, you know, use your discernment, figure out whether or not somebody is actually trying to do right by you, or if they're just kind of pretending they are so that you stay, right? All right, moving to Libra. This is the Egyptian tarot. What do we have for Libra? We have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, 5 of Swords. You understand now that somebody did something to ruin things. They were hiding something from you. And I'm just going to remind you, our main question, or like our main card here, is ask yourself how many fucks you give. It feels to me, Libra, like this is somebody that you've known has been disloyal, or maybe even like talking about you behind your back. This is somebody who has made a mess of things through multiple decisions. This isn't just like oh, I got drunk and I did something stupid last night. This is consistent behavior, right? More than 3 occurrences would be my definition there, by the way. And then we have the Hermit, and that's you. You're like, no, man, like I can see what you're doing. I know what you're trying to hide. I'm on to you. And that means I'm not into you. Like, I see your true colors, and I don't like them. I really don't like chartreuse. I think that's like a greenish yellow, if anyone's asking. You might be basically seeing the wisdom of moving forward, moving on. Now we have the Two of Cups in the reverse, which suggests a breakup, and Two of Pentacles. So this is basically saying, we also saw Queen of Swords. This is somebody who may have gone through a breakup. Also a very intelligent, feminine energy that often is good with boundaries. So Libra, you're being encouraged to consider what kind of stability you could reestablish in your life if you didn't have to deal with the toxicity of this particular relationship. Could be a friendship, but it looks more like a romantic situation here for me. So let's get some guidance from the Everyday Witch. What else do we have for Libra, please? To get a repeat card when we really just have 7 cards here is a big deal, okay? That's part of the reason why I use 2 separate decks when I do these readings for you all, because it really does underscore what the advice is or what the general mood is. And you've got the Two of Cups in the reverse again, and you also have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Now, I'll show you the cards in the upright too because they're kind of cute. But for these both to come out in the reverse right now, this is confirmation somebody's lying to you. It's not just a little thing, it's a big thing. Like this for some of you could literally be this person is not single and they told you that they were. This is somebody that you do not need to waste your time on. I'm just gonna like use your own intuition. You know if this reading is for you or it isn't. But if you already have this like feeling that somebody's been lying to you, then like move on. There's something better out there for you. Thank you, Ben. All right, let's move on to Pisces. Pisces, we're going to use the Bianco Nero for you. All right, what else do we have? Pisces, we have the Nine of Swords and the Chariot. It's like concern over how to leave. I feel a sense of what do I say? How do I do, what I need to do and minimize like the fallout, right? There may have been some sort of unexpected delays or obstacles here that made you feel like you couldn't do things the way that you wanted to. So you're trying to put together a plan that makes sense. And I feel like you got to be kind to yourself first and foremost and forgive yourself for doing things that protect you from difficult situations or unhealthy relationships. Forgive yourself, right? You are entitled to be in healthy relationships and healthy environments. There's something here about like somebody trying to make this difficult for you because they're upset. Honestly, I feel like you're dealing with somebody that doesn't really want to admit their own faults, like that they are responsible for how things went. So they're just choosing to be mad at you. And if that's the case, if they're going to be mad at you regardless of what you do, like if they're going to punish you no matter what, you might as well do what makes you happy. Now, don't like twist my words there. I'm not advocating anything that is disrespectful or, cruel. But at the same time, if you have to communicate that things are done and somebody doesn't want to hear it, that's not your problem. This is what's happening in my world. This is how I feel. This is what I want to do with my life. You can respond how you need to, but I would prefer to be like civil and respectful, right? How's it going, Brad? Hope you're doing well. All right, so then we have the Death card in the reverse and the Page of Swords. There's going to be a little bit of dishonest chatter about what happened between the two of you, i.e., I feel like the person that you're dealing with is not really willing to be forthcoming when people ask what happened. So you may be a little bit of a villain in their story. But the fact of the matter is, with the Page of Swords, there is some acknowledgement deep within that they have that they kind of caused this issue, right? That they could have handled something differently or that they could have been more mature about something. I would strongly encourage you to be selective in terms of who you speak to about the situation. It's perfectly acceptable for you to say, you know what, like that's just my private business. I don't feel like I should be sharing that with everyone. I'm just trying to be respectful of everyone involved. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Now, I know people like gossip and they might like poke and pester until they get some kind of information. And you can always just go with the old, we weren't compatible. You know, that happens, it's a thing. But I would encourage you to be not quick to share anything that would be used again. Like, we don't need to be starting some sort of war over this, right? We can just like part ways and it can be civil, right? Um, let's normalize that. We don't need to have all these toxic breakups where people try to find petty ways to like ruin somebody else's day. Like, how about we just accept it when we don't jive, right? Like, isn't that a thing? All right, let's move on to Cancer. Cancer, I'm going to use the Meta Muse for you. What do we have for Cancer, please? Cancer, we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. You might have somebody that is coming clean to you or admitting something that they didn't do. This is like, nope, I'm sorry, my dog didn't actually eat my homework. I just never did it. I think someone's going to be honest with you, and it might only aggravate the situation. It might make things easier for you, but it is going to be some sort of like irritation, aggravation, like somebody let you down here. Seven of Wands, Princess of Cups, Five of Swords in the reverse. Interesting, because the Five of Swords was the last one to come out in the general at the top. And now we have the Five of Swords in the reverse here. So yeah, I do feel like somebody is trying to apologize. They feel like they can justify their actions here. And that might be what really kind of doesn't sit well for you, right? We've got somebody that maybe wants to feel like the contextual information or the situation they found themselves in justified their not putting in the effort or not doing the work that they knew they should have done. But at the end of the day, you're going to be left with the decision. Do I want to, accept this person's apology and do what they're asking of me? Or am I just accepting their apology and going about my day, right? Because I feel like this is somebody apologizing because they want something. I totally took an extra card for you, Cancer, just because I love you. So you might want to be just a little bit measured, like I'm doing right now, like choosing my words carefully, right? Because I do feel like somebody here is trying to like get something out of you by telling you what happened. Eight of Cups in the reverse, something coming back around. And the Lovers. Yeah, I think somebody's trying to get back into your life by telling you the truth of what happened to separate you, as if being honest in this situation would get enough brownie points to have a second chance with you. Maybe, maybe not. So be prepared to know how to handle something like that if that's the conversation you end up having. All right, let's move on to Scorpio. Who do we have for Scorpio, please? Scorpio, we have the Magician. Strength in the reverse. Scorpio, I think you need to hear that you are perfectly capable of dealing with this situation. Why do you have this mixed energy? You feel at once capable and scared. It's like I'm going to my first day at a new job where I lied about something on my resume. I don't think you need to be as worried as you are. I think you are like holding on or clinging on to some sort of insecurity here. Like even with the head being bowed instead of like confidently up. Um, just think about how you look at a new person, right? If they're able to look you in your eyes when they're speaking to you, there's a confidence that comes across, right? There is something here that you need to do, and you need to believe in your own ability to do it. Three of Rings in the reverse. That's the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, by the way. The Tower. And the Chariot. What is it you're trying to do? You're trying to walk away. Three of Pentacles in the reverse is about leaving a community or distancing between people, right? Like we aren't going to be collaborating, we aren't going to be supporting each other, whatever it is. And the Tower in the reverse, you see things differently. It's like when you find out that somebody you were really attracted to did something really awful to another person. Like, in my opinion, the normal thing there is to lose that attraction, right? Like, I don't know how you could do that to another person. So, like, I don't care how blue your eyes are or how big your muscles are. Like, I don't care about any of that because you have been cruel. There's a change in perspective here that makes you want to distance yourself from somebody. And that's what's making you ask, do I have what it takes to like actually cut ties, walk away, probably even go no contact? You sure fucking do. We have the Chariot here. The Chariot is the fastest moving energy in the tarot. And you came out as the Magician. You are capable. You know how to do that. Also, thank you, Brad. I appreciate it. So, Scorpio, believe in yourself. Do right by yourself. And I feel like for some of you, I need to add on, if for nothing else, as an example to your children. If you are in a difficult situation and somebody is mistreating you and your children see it, you are teaching them that you accept that and that they should at some point potentially accept that behavior as well. Don't teach them that. Teach them that you love and respect yourself so much and them that you know when you need to depart a situation that is no longer healthy or conducive to what you're trying to achieve in your life. That's what you should be asking yourself. Now, please, anybody who's leaving like an abusive situation, feel free to obviously talk to people around you and see what makes sense. Like you've got to be intelligent about it, right? But more so, what I get is there's somebody here who's emotionally abusive, not physically abusive. You got to make plans for that too. But the point is, you got to think about what you choose for yourself and how that impacts people around you. Because I do really feel like I'm talking to a significant amount of you that deal with children in some way, and whether or not that would impact them. Ten of Pentacles, family. Four of Cups in the reverse. Somebody that's related to you or somebody important in your life is asking why you're letting this happen. They want to know, it feels to me like they want to know if they can help you. So talk to the people that care about you. If you're looking for a way to make a significant change that seems a little bit overwhelming. And I think you'd find that there are people that are willing to help you because they care about you. Let's move on to Aries. Aries, we're going to use the Black Tarot. We have the Emperor, the Sun in the reverse, and Knight of Spears. The Knight of Spears in the Black Tarot is the Knight of Pentacles associated with Earth energy. But the Emperor is Aries energy. So I like that a lot for you, Aries. But why do we have the Sun in the reverse? Somebody lied about who they are. This is like giving me, I told you that I was, I don't know, a professor, but I'm really just in school. Like I'm a student. Like somebody wanted you to think that they were more important or more established. I own this house instead of rent it, like something like that, some kind of switch up because they were concerned about how you would look at their progress in life as if there is this, life script that we all have to follow, right? Like by the age of 20, you got to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. By the age of 30, I better be married and have kids, that kind of silly stuff, right? So somebody feels like they have to kind of fudge who they are because they feel like you might not accept them if they don't. And if this hasn't come out yet, it's about to. Knight of Swords. Page of Spheres or Pentacles. See how the sword is over here, the person's way up here? This is like somebody being surprised by the truth. So I don't feel like this person tells you the truth of their own accord. I feel like you find it via another person or online, something like that. And with the Page of Spheres, that head kind of looks like a restart button, like a start button. So I feel like it sets somebody back, right? Like I don't look at you the same way, or I don't know if I want to like pursue this or have a second chance. Whatever it is, this is a pretty big deal. Whatever they lied about, it's not just, no, I majored in English instead of political science. That's not a big deal. This is like I wanted you to think highly of me, so I lied to you about this. I don't know how to say hello or hi because I think you're just symbols, but hello. And then hello, Dina. How are you doing? All right, Aries, let's get you some advice. We're going to switch it up to the miniature rider weight. What else do we have for Aries, please? I don't like it, Aries. 10 of Cups in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody may have lied to you about where they're from or whether or not they have lost a home or whether or not they've been kicked out, evicted. There is a loss here. So I'm telling you, like whatever they lied about, this is a big deal. Like American Beauty style, like, I lost my job, which whatever you think of Kevin Spacey, one of my favorite lines in a movie ever is when they're at the dining room table, and I think that's where it is. And Annette Bening's character is like laying into him, like, how could you do this? And his response is something along the lines of, lost my job. It's not like I was like, whoop, whoop, where'd it go? So funny. Unrelated to this though, because like this is somebody where it is more serious. This is like, you didn't tell me about something that is impactful or a big deal. So like there are consequences, right? Okay, so let's move on to Leo, and this is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. Happy Leo season. I hope you all are having delightful birthdays. We've got the Lovers in the reverse. 8 of Cups. It's pretty clear somebody's walking away. I don't choose you. You don't choose me. We're not going to choose each other. This is not a thing. And why? Because somebody is dealing with some jealousy, insecurity, or infidelity. 4 of Cups. There's a sense of rejection here. King of Swords in the reverse. After somebody was intentionally trying to mislead another person, this feels really heartless to me. So there's a sense here that whoever was being dishonest was doing so in a way that was particularly cruel. Um, the example that came to my mind that I don't really like, but it's in my mind, is the idea of there being consequences to an infidelity, health-wise, or having a kid, and somebody was trying to lie about it. So let's all just remind ourselves of the importance of protecting yourself when you're having sex with somebody. We can talk about the energy that you're exchanging. We can talk about the like potential for STIs, whatever it is, like you got to protect yourself. So be discerning. Don't just like, you know, ignore the things that could happen. There's somebody here that wanted to just ignore the consequences of their actions and pretend like there wouldn't be a negative result or outcome. But this Four of Cups is talking about a rejection here. So this could be straight up a breakup, or this could be somebody that felt rejected that wanted to create havoc in a relationship, i.e., an ex that was trying to tempt somebody to cheat, you know, that kind of thing. Let's get a little bit of clarification from the Rider-Waite. Got the Knight of Swords, a sense of fast moving energy. Interesting also because we have the King of Swords in the reverse right here. So we could be dealing with somebody that has Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in their chart, and there's another sword, Ten of Swords in the reverse. I feel like it's important to say, Leo, that whatever's happened here, you're going to recover from this. This is not going to be a difficult situation for you to move beyond, either because you have the strength to acknowledge and accept those kinds of things happen and they shouldn't prevent you from being happy, or there's something else coming your way that is going to be very much so worth it. Could be for some of you, you have a new love rushing in after this one goes south. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we're going to use the Ghost Tarot for you. Nine of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Somebody's trying very hard to like hold on to something. I feel like there's like a tight grasp. So this could be like a controlling partner or somebody who wants to know where you are all the time. Somebody not willing to let go. Queen of Cups in the reverse. There's some emotional manipulation here. Like, I can't live without you. I can't do this without you. I need you, that kind of stuff. But it feels unhealthy to me. Like somebody saying, I can't do this on my own, even though they know they can. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit questionable here. So be cautious and remember that gaslighting is a thing. Some people will use words to blindfold you, and you should always seek to remove that or be honest with yourself and understand that people are, you know, capable of lying. Hello there. Does it say Aubrey? I love that name. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. What else do we have for Sagittarius, please? We have the Seven of Wands in the reverse. This person did something or is doing something that is unjustified. And the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So this is like somebody cheating and then being completely despondent or distraught because losing that relationship means now they have to get a job, or now they can't live where they live. Now they have to give up something they love. Whatever it is, this person is clawing and scratching their way, trying to prevent losing somebody that they mistreated. Don't mistreat them. If somebody is valuable, if somebody is good to you, do right by them. You can't expect to keep good-natured people that like are legit just because ride or die is a saying. Like, people can be good-natured and loyal and loving and also able to tell you to move the fuck on. Like, I think we all know that, right? Like, that's a thing. Let's see what else we have here for you. Sagittarius. The Tower, major change. Queen of Wands in the reverse. So to have two queens come out in the reverse, this is somebody that could very well be a feminine energy. But more importantly, these are like I really don't like these two in the reverse because we have a sense of somebody that is jealous or self-absorbed, and somebody that's willing to like manipulate a situation to try to look better than they actually are and to manipulate a person in order to get what they want. Not a fan of that kind of thing. I mean, who is? All right, let's move to Capricorn. Capricorn, we're going to use the beginner tarot. What do we have for Capricorn, please? Capricorn, we have the Eight of Swords and the King of Cups. Feeling stuck. Starting to doubt somebody, feeling like somebody is shifty, shady, crafty. I don't know if I can trust you. That kind of energy. Six of Cups in the reverse. Strength in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Another Queen in the reverse. I can't take it. If you're doubting somebody, if you feel like they are trying to make you feel bad about asking what happened or asking if things are getting better, this is like when somebody gets mad at you when you ask if they can pay you back after they said they'd pay you last week. You know, like, don't get mad at me. Like, that's the kind of feeling I'm getting, right? Like, I don't know why you're getting mad at me. I didn't do anything wrong here. I'm asking for the situation to like improve. And somebody is irritated that you're asking for like the bare minimum. They're dismissive of your feelings, maybe even a little bit cruel. You deserve better than this, Capricorn. This is not loving energy. This is somebody who's pretending to be loving, but really they're thinking about themselves. They don't think about your needs, just their own. We have the Moon. I feel like for some of you, I need to mention that you might be dealing with a Cancer energy. Two of Wands in the reverse. Somebody is hiding something from you that was a bad decision. So this could be something financial, or this could be something that impacts your relationship, but they're hoping to God that they can hide this from you or that you will stop asking them. So if they're irritated by a particular question you're asking or a particular like person that you're asking about, use that as your clue. They get like irritable and like itchy when you're getting close, right, to what they're trying to hide. And you know what? I think it's also quite like appropriate to not need to figure out everybody's mysteries or like the whys behind their cruel behavior. Like, if you're demonstrating that you're not interested in being kind or caring towards me, I don't need to know why. I already know I don't want it, so I'm just gonna walk that way. We can get closure in a variety of ways, and it doesn't always involve an apology that's heartfelt and an explanation of why somebody did us wrong. The fact that you did me wrong is enough for me to walk away, and I can figure shit out on my own. I don't need you for closure, period. So let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, we're going to use the Golden Art Nouveau for you. Eight of Swords. You might be dealing with a Capricorn. It's in the same spot. Taurus, you've got the Ace of Swords coming out as well. So there's something here that has been making you feel stuck, making you feel like you don't have any choices. But there is some truth or like a reality check that is going to help you. You just need to like, I don't know if you can see this. The Eight of Swords, do you see how her hand is like coming through the back? It's like she's reaching for this sword. So there's a truth here for you, Taurus. And once you grasp that truth and act upon it, things get easier. But you have to recognize that you have some sort of agency here, some sort of ability to make a change. And then that's what ends up helping you free yourself from the situation and move beyond whatever this like betrayal was. We have the, well, I kind of already read on that Three of Swords. There's definitely a betrayal or a sense of heartbreak here, but you need to move fast. So Taurus, yes, you want to make sure you have the information that you need. You want to make sure that you're making the right decision, but there's some sort of breakup or ending that you need to make happen here, and you already know about it, but you're like kind of like walking when you should be running. So there's a sense of urgency here that the universe wants you to be aware of. There is something to do with timing. If you do something by a certain time, things will be easier for you or things will go the way that you want them to. But you've got to acknowledge that you have something here that can help you. We have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's being very selfish here. You already know who this is. They don't want to contribute the way that you do, or they don't want to be held accountable. Possibly both, right? This is somebody who expects everybody else to be doing the work. Page of Pentacles. This is somebody who's immature. This person that you're dealing with that is immature could also be an earth sign. But I feel like there's a new beginning here that requires walking away from a selfish person that doesn't want to do right by you. All right, Virgo, thank you for always being patient with me. Let's move on to your reading. We're going to use the Morgan Greer for you, Virgo. Almost running out of table. Okay, what do we have for Virgo, please? Ten of Wands, an ending. Something to do with a social community that has been codependent. So it looks like there is kind of a little bit of a mess here with regards to a community. Feels like a lot of infighting and a lot of betrayal, but a sense that you still have to be associated with these people. So you might be like, this could legit be about a workplace. This could be about, I don't know, childhood friends that always hang out together. There's a sense here that you can't easily walk away from these people, but you feel like you need to because they're codependent or their general behavior is one that holds you back, is one that makes you feel like you can't have your own thought. So they might be really judgmental if you do something that doesn't follow their line of reasoning or their, I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. The other day, one of my friends mentioned that they get made fun of because they like to knit on like the subway, and they're a dude. And people will say things like, "Are you gay?" And it's like, do you have to be gay in order to like knitting? Because like my mom knits. People, making fun of him because he's a guy and likes to knit. And I say, if you want to knit, I don't care what you have between your legs, like go ahead and knit, right? These stereotypes that we use to judge people because it should be generally associated with a different gender. Like, why do we still do that? We don't need to do that. It's like old and useless. So there's a sense here that these people that you're trying to move away from, or this community that you don't feel like you fit in with anymore, it's because they're a little bit immature, right? You've outgrown them in some way. And with the Queen of Wands, there may also be a sense of jealousy here. I feel like if you're moving away from a small town to the big city because you got a great job and everybody else has to stay at the small town because they got married and have kids and whatever else. There's a jealousy here because you have somehow climbed the ranks or made something of yourself when they haven't. And that's what's really at the heart of why the community isn't really working the way that it used to. There is jealousy here because you have made something of your life that other people cannot. Three of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Cups in the reverse. I'm just going to keep the Ten of Pentacles, or sorry, the Three of Pentacles. So there's something here that you're drawing in that is a new soul tribe or a new community. If this is about work, which it could be, you're drawing in or manifesting something better than your current situation, and it might make for a little bit of an awkward transition, but it is what's right for you. Hi there, Mystic Rose. How are you doing? Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's better anyways, because then YouTube doesn't take a share of it. So you are awesome. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. Lots of earth energy here. And like confirmation that you're going to be able to keep doing what you're doing. So Virgo, I feel like there's a sense here that you're nervous about going out on your own or how you'll be able to do something by yourself, or, you know, if you're going to be all work, no play, right? I think the universe wants to remind you that it's important for you to stay focused on what's going right for you, i.e., something that makes money, your job, something like a hobby that you're really invested in. That thing is really important, but just because you might feel that that is the only thing you would have after you leave this community doesn't make it true. I feel like there's a sense of like foreboding that you're going to be lonely if you walk away from this community that doesn't really fit you anymore. And the universe wants to remind you that you have plenty of other ways to find new people to connect with and associate with after you let go of this community that doesn't really fit with your perspective anymore. It's really important to ask ourselves consistently through our life, what is encouraging me to grow and be a better version of myself, and what is holding me back? If something's holding me back, I need to address that, because don't we all want to be our best selves? So if this community doesn't work for you anymore, they just don't work for you anymore. There's no need for you to be feeling guilty about that. You can approach that in a civil or respectful way and start your new life. All right, I'm going to leave it there. And after this finishes recording, I will watch through and make sure to put some timestamps on there for you. Otherwise, thank you everyone for the likes and the subscribes and getting me over 5,000 subscribers. Love you all, and I will see you on the next reading.